Good morning, everyone. We are back again. Got a little, just a couple more rows put up yesterday. I don't think I did my little walk around when I got done, but it is actually at the height of the blocks that we talked about. I'm gonna, no, it's almost, it'll be right at 6 feet, I think, with a 4-inch cap on here. I need to get kind of backfilled so I can start kind of seeing my shape and make sure I got all these where they need to stair step down. So I'm gonna check the oil on the machines, get them fired up, and then probably just start up there up top, kind of pushing that in and compacting that again. And then we'll jump on these sides. I don't check the oil on these every day, but I think this one's maybe, I don't know, once or twice a week. It's actually, it doesn't use any oil. I mean, there's right before the 250 hour mark, it may be just a touch low, but, and it's always been that way. Check that. Probably need to blow the radiator back out. And then my hydraulics is still good in there, so we can get this thing fired up and warmed up. I checked the excavator too. Like I said, I know it's new, but it's still not a bad idea to check these, because you never know. And it's just right underneath the line. All right, that's good. Always a good idea to just kind of keep all your fluids checked. Like I said, even if it's a brand new machine, the excavator's got almost 500 hours on it now, but, so it's about worn out. But still, not a bad idea. So yes, let's get these things warmed up and see if we can't get all this dirt put back around here today. Okay, now before I get too carried away, I'm gonna go ahead and get the fabric and just line it on the back and the top of this rock right here. To get this raked out, maybe do another run the plate compactor over the top of it. I may just get to where I start to kind of speed things up a little bit now that we're almost to the top, just get the excavator or the loader in here and start grading this out, because I really need to try to kind of from this point right here start kind of pitching a swell over to that way, just that way you don't promote the water just to run down over the top of the wall. You kind of want it to run around or away from it and stuff. And plus, he doesn't have any grass established yet, so I just don't want big rain to come and get mud all over the front of this wall and on the base rocks. Yeah, we'll rake this out, get that fabric on there, and keep trying to move it up. This is gonna be a bit of a hectic intro here. Gonna get the loader started up. I've got, you can't even see because the arm of the excavator's annoying. Anyway, I gotta load up one block, or one, it's one of those things. One full pallet of blocks that we're not gonna need, and then I'm gonna take all the other pallets back. So I'm gonna unload the saw, move those pallets, load those up, and load those blocks up. Drop them back off at the block place, pick up like, I think I need like 17. I'm gonna get 20 more caps. We don't have enough of those. It's about 8:20. We got rain rolling in at about 3 all day tomorrow, and then 3 inches of snow on Saturday. So we are in rush mode right now. Oh, I've also got to unload a storm shelter right beside the block place. So that all kind of worked out, but I don't really have time to go do all this, but I need the caps too. So here's a quick little preview of where we got so far. We just gotta, I got each one of those is a different length, so I gotta measure those and get those cut, and then I gotta finish throwing them on the top row. But these caps and those are all glued over there. So I'm gonna rush and run and do this. As soon as we get back, we'll throw the caps on, get them glued, and then I'm gonna try to finish up my rough grade on the back and at least get it up to the caps, and then kind of track it in, because we're supposed to get like 2 to 3 inches of rain and then like 2 to 3 inches of snow on Saturday. So I got to get this as close as I can to where that water will drain off, but I'm just going to leave it tracked in so nothing's real loose where it'll wash. So yeah, that's what I got going on this morning. And I had a low tire on the dump truck, and I had buckets on the trailer. Yeah, it's just been one of those days. So yeah, let's get all this stuff switched around and see if we can make this happen. Okay, hopefully that'll get us. I know those pallets don't look the best up there, but yeah, it should ride. We're only going a couple miles down the road. Okay, here's the only curved part of the wall, but I had some questions on how I'm going to cut these. I've got them staggered. And basically what I do is I get this one and this one set where I want, and then I'll set this one up there, and then I mark, you actually mark this one and this one, so you cut the two on the bottom but you set the one on the top, and then that's what kind of gives you your curve. And then this one we're gonna, because I've actually got it marked underneath where we can leave that one and that one, that way that's a square edge or line where it does the step down. So that one's actually going to be the one we cut there instead of these other two. And then we'll set that other 9, and I'll turn it a little bit to where it starts making the curve on this step down and stuff like that. So, and that's normally how I do it even on the bigger curves, is just set every other one, and then we always cut the ones on the bottom, and then we just flip the ones up on the top till we get those cut, drop them in there and glue them. So hopefully that kind of explains how that works. Need to extend the drain, so we're kind of just going to run it over to this ditch, which is kind of right on the edge of all the property lines. And it kind of drops off right here. I think I'm gonna bring a load of riprap back and clean this out and line it with that. It needs something done there. I don't think anybody knew this inlet was here for this stormwater drain. As you can see all this trash that I keep finding in here, so. But now, pull back over there. I'm gonna get the grading bucket and get the skid and all that moved. I'm actually gonna take the fabric, lay on the bottom, and put clean rock and wrap the pipe just like a normal French drain. Okay, I'm sure that's not French Drain Man approved. If you want to see it done right, I just go over there to his channel, but you get the gist of what I was trying to do here. I need to get some bigger rocks in place around the end, but that's just kind of quickly just daylighting that out and then having it wrapped in the clean rock around it. It'll run out around it and out that pipe, but I'm gonna have to try to get some riprap, or just take some of these bigger rocks and just kind of use it like riprap. But that was the, we're in a hurry because it's gonna rain. So here is the completed wall. I'm not done with the base rock down here, but I got all the caps and blocks and everything put on. I think it came out pretty good. I'm happy with it so far. And then yeah, this pedestal. I had originally stopped the wall back here, and he was more or less just wanting to put this in, I guess, as kind of a border between the two, but I don't really know. I may trim those caps, or I'm not really sure what to do right here. I got to be able to keep this pedestal where they can get to it and work on it. So that may be how it stays. It's kind of goofy looking, but it is what it is. So, and then you'll kind of notice on these caps, I'll get over here out of the sun, you can see that gap in there. For some reason, the caps are now 3 3/4 of an inch thick instead of 4. So by the time you stack them up like I do, you get a nice 1/2 inch gap right here. Used to, the company that I got these for got bought out. Now there's a different company that's selling similar block, but they have apparently changed the caps. So I kind of showed them this picture yesterday, which they told me I was the only one that around here that stacks the caps like that. I guess most of them just cut it here and then just do an 8-inch step, but normally I think it looks a little bit better. That kind of drives me nuts, but there's no, I don't know how to fix it really, because the problem is if you grind the block so this touches, then you'll have an inch gap right here. But then I don't know how, you know, if you shim it up or, yeah, so I just kind of had to roll with it. I mean, it's annoying, but not a whole lot you can do on that. This is how these caps ended up looking. So they got a little bit sharp right there, but you can kind of see how it makes the curve, because that's a full block, and then that's that pie shaping that we just had sitting on top and marked it. But when I set that one in there and the corner broke off, but that doesn't, I think it came out pretty good. I mean, on the curve, see how Brant came out on this corner. Well, that's not too bad. I've done that before where we actually just did 2 on 45s, but that'll work. Came out looking pretty good, pretty straight. So, and that's kind of the nice part about these caps. I try to put about 1.5 inch overhang on the block, but even if the block's wavy, you can still take those caps and get them pretty straight. And I got to tear this curb out right here and dig it back. I think they're going to put like a 4 or 5 foot wide approach, and then kind of like on these driveways, they'll have like a little 1.5 inch lip and then concrete. I was just going to wait until after all this rain before I tore that thing out so the water will run down it, but we'll get back next week and pop that out, get the conduit in, and then I'm gonna put road fabric down, and then bring 4 or 5 loads of base rock in and put it in here. But I'm happy with how it came out. Like I said, minus the caps. I'm not really a huge fan of these blocks. There's just a lot of imperfections and inconsistencies in the heights and widths. Probably the caps are the biggest annoying part of it, because I just hate how that finishes it off with that gap in there. But it is what it is. We'll know that going into it next time. Like I said, I talked to him, and hopefully, I don't know, the guys here in town acted like maybe they could talk to him and do something about it, but we'll see if that happens. There is the completed wall. We'll get ready to hit it hard and heavy again back on Monday.